And I would say 30% you are right, but 70% there is reconstruction going on. And what happens is now the question is how you are going to train your workforce to the online ecosystem. Jobs will not be lost, but jobs will be recreated. Now, because of AI and machine learning, there have been a lot of misconceptions in the market that jobs will be lost. The only sector which will be affected, or the only category of workforce which will be affected, will be the tier 3 category, which is skilled labor but uneducated in terms of how to go ahead with this online technologies, where some companies have taken the initiative. But when it comes to the learning lot, we people are modifying ourselves who never knew about all these online technologies are learning about it. And if the job is lost in the offline market, then it is being recreated exponentially 7 to 8 times in the online market. So don't be worried about that jobs will be lost and things will happen. No, they will be, jobs will be there, but on the more technical front now, because of this pandemic kicking in, a lot of companies, a lot of countries getting affected, and a lot of companies also having the smoke into their domain of theirs. Now we are moving on to the online ecosystem. We are working on the programming languages, but the need and the demand is phenomenal in this. It's like an ocean, and still not even one fourth of it has been fulfilled. My suggestion to you would be, whosoever has this question, learn all the online uh, market related courses right now. Go through it. You don't have to become an expert. Have a ground level understanding about it, and don't be worried about jobs will not be lost. I can give it to you in writing. Take me as a guarantee in that sense. Okay. Then we move on to the next one. And yes, it is a misconception. So let it remain as a misconception only. It cannot be conceptualized further. I would like to ask your opinion. That's done. Then we go to the next question. I understand. Okay. AI and big data will disrupt every aspect of digital marketing. How big do you think this will affect the digital marketing sector in the next 5 years? As we know, we are in the technological era and technologies are constantly increasing. See, that's a good question you have pointed out. That was my topic for what I spoke in the video. Now, when we talk about how it is disrupting, now there are two aspects of disrupting. Now, here the disruption is welcomed. And let me tell you why I say this disruption is welcome, because it helps us to become much better. Here, the disruption doesn't mean that you're going to stop something or you're going to oppose something and it cannot function further. No, here the disruption is something else. Here, this kind of a jolt or this kind of a turbulent stop or this kind of a disruption helps me to identify where in my digital marketing strategy I'm going wrong, and it'll come to me on real time basis. It's not a study which will be conducted and I'll get the report after a few months, and no, I'm getting the result then and there online with where I'm going wrong, how I'm going wrong, and what I should do. Probably what I should do might take time, because the recipient at the other side is the human brain and we need time to work out on it, but the sender for the information is the real time machine which is calculating with the help of all the algorithms which we have programmed into, and then getting us the solution. But here the computing end from the human side will take a little time. These disruptions are positive, and let me tell you, we are waiting for these disruptions to happen, because digital marketing is no gospel truth. It's nothing like that. If it's said forever and it'll work out the way you want. No, no, no. We have to work out on the sense of what kind of feedback we get. Now, as a customer, if I look at feedback from your side, then it might take time. It would be more on a critical front rather than more on a development front. This is a study again, and how much true and how much false, I don't know. So these AI based systems and these machine learning enabled services help me to correct myself, and that is why I say it is disrupting, and it is welcomed disruption here. So I am very happy if a problem comes in front of my eyes on a screen saying that this is wrong with this digital marketing system and it has been found out by this particular programming module of AI. I would welcome that suggestion and go ahead with it. And it helps me answer the previous question also, misconception. It creates more jobs. It creates more opportunity for employment. It creates more opportunity for improvement, and it creates more skills in the market, because everything is happening for the first time and there is no repetition here. So once we come out of that disruption, to some extent we make it as a model, we benchmark it, as I'm saying in my videos as well, and then we go forward in terms of the developmental part of it. So this is how, and it should affect. And in the next 5 years, I think we are going to much improvise. What we are today, if we are standing at 20% of this disruption catching abilities, will stand after 5 years somewhere around 60-65%. But still, why I say 60-65% and why this rate is not going to affect so much, because technology is also changing. The need and the demand of the customer is also changing, and somehow you need to find out a loop and a hole where you try to immediately fix the problem. So that lacks as of now. Good, thank you for asking that question. Next one. 1 minute. Next question is, I believe that AI and machine learning is very different. Can you please explain what makes them different from one another? Now, see how it is different. Now, I would throw the ball back again on your quote. It's different on how you understand it. For a person, I'm a programmer. I might see both on the same platform. I might see in terms of my working modules all put together in the same aspect. But of course, the origin, of course, the way it has started, if it has taken an X turn or Y turn in its terms of working, has no relevance to each other. But when you talk about AI, artificial intelligence, it is more simplifying things at a more autonomous end or more automated end. And this is a one-time command given and keep kind of reprogramming it, but the base remains the same. But in terms of machine learning, I'm talking about only the codes of zeros and ones. I'm talking about more a program coded language. If you remember earlier, we had COBOL and Pascal. So it's nothing but a revived version of that only is what I look at from my front, which with kind of what use I have in my organization. And they are different, but again the question is contrary to the first question we had, that how is it related. It's up to us how we relate it. It's up to us how we create a solution. It's up to us how we make sure that the other side who is receiving it gets it as a full product where he has no bifurcation to do between these two things and takes a short solution out of it. So I agree they are definitely different from each other, but how you are relating it makes a lot of difference to it. And the way you implement it, because again it is different from organization to organization. Now if you see in my video, I was talking about three curves: pragmatic, semantic, and I would only answer in that sense because this is how I receive it as an information from my side. Now, if I talk about data, I can decode in both the platforms. If I talk about recording it, I can do it in both the platforms, but my need and my requirement would be different from somebody else. I do mass scaling of data when it comes to maps and it comes to Google as a platform. Reason being, our reception of the say of this data is at a very different level. We have millions of customers giving us feedbacks or giving or utilizing a service at the same microsecond per day, per minute, per microsecond basis, and our level of kind of reprogramming it or kind of relating it is at a slightly different level. So I do agree with you that they are two different things, but it is still relatable on the same palette, and how you make it an understanding in your sense of utilizing it in a different sense is left to you. So that is how I look at it. Now we go to the next one. Thank you, Nina, for asking that. Lovely. What will happen to traditional marketing? Just curious to know your honest opinion on this. Will it be gone by the name? No, no. No, traditional marketing will never go off. Reason being, till the time the human race is existing, and I wish, I pray it should be a longer period, it will be on. Because see, online marketing still, talk about any part of the country, or talk about any part of the world. Uh, Products are available, customers are there, mindset of a particular region of one type of customer is the same, and we still somehow, in some category of products in different walks of life, I repeat, in different walks of life, still would love to experience the product before we buy it. And it'll take another millennium to, I would bank upon it and say it'll take another millennium to shift from this to that kind of a domain what you're asking. Offline marketing will stay. Only thing is the online would be just the upper layer of it, in terms of if you cannot go to the market, cannot buy it, Then you take secondary option as online. But in maximum cases, I'm not talking about technology related goods, which we know how it is, and they have really reshaped the way of marketing. But when it comes to other services, offline will be there. Another 50 years offline will be there, because still our mindset is, whichever place you all come from, our mindset when we say shopping, we feel the word going to the market, we feel the word going to a mall, we feel the word going to a shopping arcade. It doesn't come in our mind. Still, shopping means we sit on an online platform and buy it, unless and until need based or discount based or offer based or time based. But when we talk about going out with friends, family, having a good time, this offline marketing concept will be alive. And I think now, uh, uh, online is enough as of now. We should promote the culture of offline back when things gets back to normal, because that again helps us to understand how much we are machine dependent, as somebody was asking, between machine learning and AI, and how much we are offline dependent. So that gives us a clear cut understanding about it. Thank you very much. Nice question. Interesting. Any other questions, anybody? I'm really liking the type of questions which are coming in. You can speak if you want, instead of typing. Okay, another question is here. uh, I don't know how to pronounce it, but I'll try make an attempt. Safwan Azman, right? Safwan Azman. Do you think at some point an AI controlled government will be feasible, either partially or yes, yes, it is. It is going to happen. I think partially it will happen. In some countries, it has already taken the first step, or the first phase has been implemented. Yes, it is possible. And companies like ours, Microsoft, Google, IBM, all are somehow empowering, rather, I should use the word empowering the governments to go ahead and do this. Middle East is was the first mover in this, and they have really done well. India has also started doing a lot of initiatives from the government side on the AI controlled environment. But there are challenges. Why? Because we are moving in the first phase and still on the blueprint of it. So there are a lot of challenges, because here your target population is the whole country. It's not about a set of people or a group of people. Here even the unwanted is the part of it. You cannot choose your customer over here everybody is it. So we need still that much amount of a hardware and infrastructure to implement these things, but this has started. And I am very firm on this, and I have practically experienced it also, that partially controlled governments with the AI system will come in, and I think it should come in. That brings in much more lucrative systems of running the government. That brings in much more visibility in front of its citizens, and things happen at a faster pace. So yes, it is possible, and I think in next 10 years you would see a lot of revolution, which has the work has which has already started. I have known about it. I'm working in something similar. So yes, it will happen. Good, Mr. Azman. Very nice question. Anybody else? Any other questions? What is the most surprising thing you find in your research? Research related to what? I have researched on so many things, and I'm still researching. Though I don't like it at all, let me tell you honestly, but time, work, demand makes it. So if you be very specific about what we're talking about in terms of my research, I would be definitely happy to share with you. No problem here. I'm still waiting. What type of research?
Hello, doctor. Good
Yeah,
afternoon.
good
Can I
afternoon.
ask, there's an AI system that can uh, become a programmer itself to write a program, develop a system? There's an
Uh,
AI, yeah,
mhm.
any AIs currently in the market smart enough to able to write and work out an application itself?
Not as of now, but yes, a group of AI systems you can take from the market and do what you're asking. One such system in one standalone is not available as of now, because you don't have, as an AI programmer or as an AI serving company, you don't know the requirement. But yes, if you find out a company who is there in the market who can tune the programs in AI as per you. You can get one sure shot system, but it will still not resolve all your problems, but it can go up to 65 to 70% of resolving it. But it is there to some extent. Yes, it is there, but not in one system put together. You need to assemble it all put together. Then you get it in hand.
Thank you.
No problem. What do you think is the benefits and challenges when AI is implemented into the government compared to other kind? Okay, I'll be really fast on this. Uh, the challenges would be what, when you talk about what all services the government are providing, and what all has to be brought onto the AI system, you need to be very careful about it, because you're dealing with public data, which is very important for a country to own. That's one of the assets. And because of this, a lot of cyber crimes are also happening. So you have, identity siphoning, money siphoning, and other things also going on, crucial data being stolen online. So you need to take a look at that as well. But big companies who are into the software domain of programming and cybersecurity are working on it. So if we talk about challenges, the only challenges is the intellectual property theft, which is the data of people as well as the financial transactions which are done with the help of pixels online, or secured socket layers in that case online. So that will be the biggest challenge, and benefit would be that you get everything instantly. So if you want to apply for something from the government side, and paperwork takes a lot of time, or some kind of identity is required for that, some kind of guarantee or some kind of security is required for that, that aspect will be bypassed, and where things were earlier taking 2 or 3 days time, it will happen in 2 to 3 hours. Also the delivery period, also the complaint resolving period will be taken care of. A lot of things we are doing with the help of different governments, and helping those governments in those countries is by, making sure that somebody finds the shortest route. I work for maps, so shortest route for the nearest hospital or a police station or somewhere that person has to reach to if they are going for the first time, or if a new person in a new city of the, say, different country. So we are working on those aspects and trying to give benefits in our own aspect as in what we can. But the challenge would be only security, and the benefit would be the instant resolving of the problem what a citizen has in that case. Do I have, so I do have a thought that AI will have human AI will, no, AI will never take up human intelligence. Human intelligence is still required, because this is a very common question. But what happens is, what the system has to do, what the programming has to work for, is will be always designed by humans. And yes, they can make us lazy, they can make us lethargic, they can make us, forget things, because now with the help of auto saving of passwords and this and all, we are not becoming that memory strong. But then also, to give the command, humans are required. To solve the problem, humans are required. For whom they are going to do it is for us only. So this is a misconception. Only thing is, let not the system dominate you. You dominate the system is what I suggest. And we follow this policy very much in our company, and we promote this in other places where we are linked to. So don't be worried on this aspect, but rather don't get a slave to the system is what I suggest you. Any other questions, anybody? We have just 2 another minutes. I'm getting a reminder. Avatar, okay. What advice do you have for a future innovator to prepare a career in AI field? I would suggest, now, AI is a wonderful field, very practical and dynamic in nature. If you get an advantage, if you get an opportunity, take it as an advantage to you and build your career in terms. Now, it depends in which field you want to implement yourself as an AI expert. So, have complete understanding about that field, that industry, that product, or that kind of particular company which you're targeting to. Go with their latest developments, how they are involving themselves into this field, and if not, then prepare something which you can showcase to them, that what benefits they can take out of this. Try to be involved in the AI solution making mechanism field. Don't be in the problem creation field. I would say be in the solution making mechanism field. There, it's a lot of avenues open for people with this skill in order to get jobs, and the returns are phenomenal. So keep yourself updated what is happening in this field. Learn what all you can. Do some certifications in this field related to whichever program package you want to be a part of in the near future, and what you're strong at right now presently. If it is from a technology domain, if it's from management domain, if it's from a programming domain, look into that and then take your step forward in this field and try developing. There are a lot of institutions available who are giving online certifications for this. Go through it; it'll help you out, and keep yourself tuned on this. Is what I would say. Keep doing certifications, and keep updating your knowledge in this field. A wonderful field to get a career in. Excellent. Thank you. Oh my God. Thank you very much, all of you. Somebody's writing, I feel a lot smarter now. Great. Thank you very much. Any other questions before we tune off? Right, you can find me out on all the social medias. Let's connect through all the social medias, Facebook, LinkedIn, and all. You can type my name, Dr. Kunal, and you'll find me out there if you need any further assistance. Google can never say no to anybody, so please feel open to ask me questions whenever you want, any help you want in any domain you want. I would definitely be very happy and fortunate enough to help you. Let's connect through all the social media platforms. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ms. Kanagavali. Thank you, Unlock Design, for giving me this opportunity to be present here in this prestigious event. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.